Welcome to the GEOVITAL Academy. I'm excited that you're here.
Okay, here we are at the building site here in Thailand. So we're going to take some measurements.
Hold on to the wire. Yep. There's this concept of electronic pollution.
I mean, we've been doing this for 35 years, but we're getting more and more involved in the shielding of entire homes.
All right, so this is our little demonstration room. What an opportunity to do a little bit of an interview with you, so people get to know you. Okay, great. Thank you for coming to EMFQ&A, where we give you an opportunity to sort of connect with us and ask any a lot of questions in relation to existing homes. This is Patrick Vandenberg, your global radiation specialist. Okay, so Dora asks about shielded clothing, shielding hats. She didn't per se say that, but like boxer shorts and jumpers and all that sort of stuff. As in, can things bounce around? What's the story with that? So we're not a great supporter of shielded clothing. We found a lot of people that are electro-hypersensitive don't use it because they don't get much relief from it. And that sort of makes a lot of sense to us, because let's say boxer shorts. Let's draw this. All right, so if you got a pair of fancy boxer shorts, right? And outside you got your pants and let's say you stick your cell phone in your pocket. Okay, now that phone is going to throw out radio frequency radiation in all directions, right? Of course, also this direction, that direction, so on. All right, so in terms of, let's say, the organs that are behind this boxer shorts, you get some protection. I mean, it depends on the quality and, is the fabric even coated so you can wash it? The shielding doesn't get any less. What you have to realize is a lot of people in our industry that are there to make money, right? So when the sale has happened, it doesn't necessarily mean they have a long-term interest. And there's so much deception, it's not funny. So let's say when the boxer shorts are brand new, right, provided there's some merit to their claims on shielding, then you would have some, or you would have, reduction of the RF that goes towards that part of your body that then bounces off, right? So on the same token, if you had a shielding pouch, give me a different color, right? If you had a shielding pouch, which we made because our patients were saying, listen, I can't make a phone call anymore without getting a headache. So we made a pouch, which a little bit awkward to draw, but the pouch has two pockets in it, an inner pocket and an outer pocket. You actually put the phone in the outer pocket, which means that you have two layers of shielded fabric on one side of your phone. And so, with normal boxer shorts or whatever, right, you get a similar sort of scenario. You get a deflection of the radio frequency radiation heads in that direction. And same thing if you put it on your head and you get that barrier in and all. But you still got all this other RF going all directions, also going up to your belly and your chest and your arm and your elbow and your hand, right? And your thigh and your knee and your calf and your feet, right? It still reaches your body. And it's the same thing with, with your exposure to cell phone towers, for example, right? You could wear something, but you're not going to cover yourself completely. If you did cover yourself completely, then you'd be using it appropriately. You'd be using a canopy, right? You are completely covered. But as soon as you're not completely covered, your body's still going to take on that frequency. So, yeah, punchline. I think within clothing, the issue of bouncing around would be minimal, or if at all. So yeah, if you get some relief out of it, okay. But I would argue that if it's going to cost you $250 to buy a shielded shirt and shielded pants and this, I'd be I'd be very worried about the quality of this stuff, as in you wash it once, is your shielding going down the drain? Because we see that in a lot of other shielding fabrics or shielding meshes. So that's an issue. But the other thing is that you could have been $250 towards a shielded bedroom. And that's the thing that actually matters most. So yeah, I think that, yeah, as always, it's repetitive, but you know, the bedroom is what matters most. Any money should be spent there first. And then if you want to invest into other things, then you know, be my guest sort of a thing, but your bedroom is what matters most. So we don't really promote shielded clothing so much. There's an interesting video that we have on YouTube. I won't go into the whole thing. There's some other appointments coming up. Let me try and find it. GeoVital. Hang on. So it's called Q&A. Measure the air or body for EMR and Wi-Fi radiation. Right. In this video, I won't spoil it to you, but there's one of our international students has come to our academy in Austria, and he's brought with him a gym bag filled with all the gadgets, all the toys, right? Everything that you get pushed with online, including shielded clothing. And he goes on the balcony, and sorry, the video starts, it's like the morning of the first day of the course. He's a funny guy, Tariq. And we can't shut him up anymore. There's all these questions. So in the first coffee break, we sort of venture into this subject of shielded clothing. And the issue of wanting to assess the body, not the air. And so in this video, you see my colleague Sasha explain this. And so to demonstrate this to him, we take him onto the balcony. And of course, you know, we're not in a radio exclusion zone either. There's cell phone towers in the valley and on top of the town. And so he's standing outside with a quality RF meter, and he's boasting that, you see these low levels? I shielded my place at home and I've got these low levels. There's in some other product. As in how good it was on our balcony, right? Then we assess his body, and that tells a very different story, right? One meter measured the air and said, you're great, don't worry about it. Other meter says, look what you're still absorbing, way too high. Should be shielding, should be doing something about it. Anyway, so then the shielded clothing comes out, and to his surprise, he keeps putting clothing on, and the body levels are not really significantly going down at all. Only in the end, when he starts putting fabric over him, and he's now using it appropriate, like a canopy, now the levels go down. So anyway, it's interesting video. So look that up on YouTube. Q&A measured the air or body for EMR and Wi-Fi radiation. You can of course go to the GeoVital Academy YouTube channel, and then you'll find all our videos there.